I want to like step on his throat and, throw a rock in his face.
What's up, everyone? Shaquille Mahjouri here for CBS Sports, and you know who this is. We need a little violence on this show, and so we're grateful to have the man himself, Marlon Chito Vera, bring it all the way over to Canada. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm happy to be here and ready to go.
Good, man. I'm happy to hear that. Now, we will be talking about the Aiemann Zahabi fight, but first, I did have a question I wanted your input on. Can you please walk me through what is happening in this video here?
That's something done by a guy called Michael Bisping. I literally just fought. I'm full of blood, and Dominic was changing, and we had a talk. So I was trying to fight him, so I called him out, and then we ran into each other. Of course, Michael had to do what he had to do.
Oh, of course. That's Michael Bisping for you. Should there be like a rule that you're not allowed to challenge your opponents until they put their pants on?
I mean, that's fair enough, because you don't want to get in a fist fight on your underwear.
No. I'd be more worried for you than him in that case. You don't want all that rubbing up on you. Let's talk a little bit about the fight. Aiemann Zahabi, been in the UFC for a while, but relatively new when it comes to, elite bantamweight fighters. There were a lot of people who thought he lost the fight against Jose Aldo. If you go look at MMA decisions, most media, most fans all voted for him. For Aldo, excuse me. Did you see the fight? Do you think Zahabi won?
I watched it quite a bit. And, first round, you would say definitely for Aldo. Second one, it's a round that is kind of up in the air. You judge it, you can say Aldo, you can say maybe Zahabi did a little more numbers. But then on the third one, it's like how you judge a round when you get nearly close to finish someone for 2 minutes. Like really dramatic, falls to the ground, stuff like that. And then Aldo literally just look at the clock, and I believe it was like 3 minutes and some change. And you can tell he went, okay, I'm done. I'm gonna give up. And he shot for a takedown, pull guard, and then Zahabi, he wasn't top doing damage, but if I have a guy kind of dead and giving up like that, I would probably hurt them bad. So I scored for Aldo, but then I watched it so many times preparing for this fight that almost at some point was like, well, I guess why they gave it to him, but anyone, not just because I'm fighting him, but most people that talk about that specific fight, I have heard from one person that he won it. But hey, fuck it. I'd rather win like that than lose a fight. So
fair enough.
Good for him.
Aimann's been generally quite respectful about you when talking to the media, but he did say something today that kind of piqued my curiosity, and he was sort of talking about his own defensive responsibilities, and he mentioned that you've been in a lot of wars and that chins don't get better over time, they get worse. How do you think your chin holds up today after some of the fights you've been through?
I would say that I have been probably in one war ever, and that was probably the O'Malley fight, that I took a lot of damage and keep coming forward. And, I have no excuses. I really fought not very smart. I fought with ego, and I fought just thinking I'm going to kill this guy, which I paid the price of that. But besides that, I'm very sound defensively. So sure, my opponents could throw a lot more than me, but nothing is really landing flush. I have good reflexes. That's why yes, I have a lot of miles, but I don't have that much. And I'm a person that really focuses on health. So I know for a fact my brain is healthy. Not because I think, because I test my brain twice a year, every year, not for fighting, because I want to have a life after fighting. And also the way I eat and the way I live my life is what helped me to also be in hard fights if I have to. You know, not drinking, not nightlife. I don't really do drugs, and I'm a healthy person. So, yeah, I mean, I know they. I mean, I'm sure his coach, his brother, they're very smart and game plan type of people. So they have scenarios and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, we find out Saturday night. I know my capabilities and I'm healthy. So that's why like I don't overreact with things like that. I'm like, sure.
I'm happy to hear that because I feel like a lot of fighters aren't conscious enough about sort of the long term of what they're doing in this game. Yeah,
Probably not.
you mentioned the O'Malley fight. Why do you think you fought with so much ego? And I guess, how do you stop yourself from fighting with an ego moving forward?
I feel because we really didn't like each other, and if I have to be honest, I'm not the most, respectful talking person. I fought with my dick, and I didn't fought smart at all. Like my whole thought process was, I wanna kill this guy. I wanna hurt him. I wanna like step on his throat and fucking throw a rock in his face. That's literally how I fought, and that's not good. And that's probably the only fight that I did that. But yeah, I learned from it, and I paid the price of like the biggest opportunity of my life. Kind of blew in it because I have a good camp, I have a good team. I just I could do a little more. I could clinch him, I could kick more, I could move. I was literally just walking forward, just trying to land one punch.
What would you say, we're towards the tail end of the year here, what would you say is your New Year's resolution for 2026?
All the work that I put in this year of competition, I would like to walk away with a good win, and all this work that I have been putting on, paying the price. That will be very satisfactory for myself, for my family, for my team. So we find out Saturday night how good was the work I put on.
Was that intentional to take the time off that you did?
Yeah, I needed that. I was fighting way too often for way too long. I'm gonna have 11 years in the company in November, so that's quite a bit of training, of sparring, and all that.
Well, I'm sure the family was happy, right?
Yeah, but also, gotta work.
Yeah, Christmas is around the corner. We gotta get some presents under the tree. Okay, well, hope, fingers crossed, an extra $50K on top of that. Get him something nice. Mackenzie Dern, have you seen her much lately?
Yeah,
Good.
We share the same coach, and she already is in Abu Dhabi. That's what my coach told me. They left, I believe, on Sunday, and she's ready for this fight. She comes and trains in my gym sometimes, and she's looking good. I feel like she have a good crack at it, at getting the belt, and she's fighting someone that she already beat. So, I mean, that's some experience. You've been in front of that person. You felt the person before, so we'll see what happens.
I'm curious. Now, obviously, with you and Sean, there was a lot more trash talk, a lot more personality involved, but I'm just drawing the parallels. You beat Sean the first time, then you fight him for the UFC title. Mackenzie beats Verna Yandaroba the first time, now fights her for the UFC title. Any advice about how to make that transition from the first win to the second?
I mean, for me, was more, you're not fighting the same person. And especially in my case, we both fought when we weren't even close to fight for the title, and I fought him after he beat the best bantamweight at the time. So the amount of confidence that he brought was different. It wasn't the same as the first time. In the other side, for the girls, Verna is coming off a good streak, but she haven't beat a big champion like Aljo was at the time. So that's a different booster in confidence, and I overlooked that. My coach mentioned that, is like, hey, he's coming off a huge win. You have to watch out. His energy is not going to be the same. And I was like, fuck that guy. I'm going to kick his ass, blah, blah, blah. But you pay the price.
Lessons learned.
I didn't fight more, and I pay the price.
I'm a big believer in you learn more through failure than success.
You definitely do.
Yeah. Speaking of success, Merab Dvalisvili crazy. He fights like 1 week ago, and now he has another fight booked. Should he beat Petr Yan, he will be the only UFC champion to notch 4 title defenses in less than, it'll be like in 11 months, actually.
That's crazy.
Are you prepared to crown him as the all-time best bantamweight?
I mean, I said in my last interview like 2 minutes ago, I don't like the best ever because every 5-10 years there's a new man of the block. So there's probably one guy or two that you can speak of best ever, and there's only 2 names for that. His name is John Jones and Demetrius Johnson. Because of Demetrius being in a smaller weight class, is overlooked. John Jones is the best ever. There's no question for that. You know, some people want to bring, you know, Khabib, or they want to bring these other guys. I'm like, he fought 3 times for the title.
I agree.
Which, more than I have ever done it, better than me, you definitely were. But Merab is fighting 4 times in a year, not in a 2 at the end of last year and 3 in this year. He's in one
January to December, yeah.
4 times. So, I mean, you have to call Merab even before he beat or not Peter. He is the best in the last, I would say, 10 years. Probably surpasses Aljo. Not by a lot, but he did. What I say earlier was Dominic Cruz was like the father of the division. He was like the guy that made the division big. Then Aljo was the first after him that make it huge. And now Merab took the torch. You have to see it like that. It's not like, probably between the 3 of them, you will go Merab, Aljo, Cruz. Maybe.
How do we feel about TJ Dillashaw? 5 title defenses, it's a record.
Yeah, but I mean, T is my friend. I know T personally. I like T. I actually didn't come to my mind, but I feel like testing positive for EPO will hurt your career.
That is a disqualifier for some people right away. Yeah.
Even not to everything, because you still have those things, and he's someone that helped me a lot growing up. But I will say, yeah, the testing positive might take you out of the equation.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you for. When you started, I thought you weren't going to give me an answer, and then here, I think you nailed that actually. As we wrap up here, one of the last times we spoke over Zoom, I had you react to some fighter tattoos, and people loved it. So I've got another selection for you, as people might be able to see even with all these clothes on. My man Chito's tatted up. So I'm going to run you through these. Just let me know what you think. Okay, you can give it a rating 1 out of 5 if you want. You can just say whatever you got to say about it, whatever works for you. First, we got Jamal Hill and the thumbs ups on the chest.
Yeah, that's a 0. That's a 0. I mean, he could cover it, but maybe he don't care about tattoos.
I can't even tell what it says in the middle. North sides, maybe?
North sides.
All right.
Maybe it's like a group of friends.
Maybe. All right, next we have a classic, timeless Alan Belcher tattoo here.
Yeah, that one is shit. But I love that he just rock it. He don't cover. Take some balls. That's another 0.
Okay, a 0, but a high 0 instead of a low 0. Justin Gaethje's eyeballs.
Yeah, another 0.
All right. Someone's got to break through with a 1 here at least. I think he'll be Usyk. It's really small, so I'll try and zoom in. That's Corey Sandhagen's back piece. I know you can't see it here, but I'm sure you've seen it.
I like the meaning, like he's like Jesus walking in like a river, some sort of stuff, and then some gladiators on the other side. Is that what it is, right?
The fact that you can tell from the blurry ass photo I put up is incredible. So
yeah, and then I like the bird. Like the idea is great. The artist wasn't very good, probably.
Okay.
So that's, I would say a 3, just because I got some, got my gut on it.
All right, this is another small one. Sorry, somebody's didn't load right, but Tom Aspinall has this really colorful back piece. I'll try.
Yeah, that's a nice. It's like traditional Japanese back piece. That's a solid. Not my style, but a solid 5.
Okay, perfect. Look at that, a perfect score for Tommy Boy. Dan Hooker's shot. He's tatted up now. I think this was his first. This is a crazy first piece to get.
He went I mean, if we wouldn't be friends, I would have called it like a midlife crisis. He went crazy. I don't want him to kick my ass, but he got good tattoos.
Yeah.
Again, that super dark style, TJ uses a guy similar like that, and I like it visually. That's a 5, but not my style.
See, yeah, it's a big commitment. The damage
That's
there.
a
No.
0. Yeah, the bare wire. Yeah, it's fuck. Yeah, that's not good.
But you know what, man? He embodies a lifestyle, so
He
I'll give him.
does. He does.
All right, again, this one's not too big, unfortunately. We got Ilia Topuria. Some people call it a Conor McGregor ripoff. I do have to say I like the face split on the inside of the Tigers, but
Yeah. Definitely not something I like. It's well done, but the imagery, I would give it a solid 2.
2. Okay, last one for you. Another iconic one. We got Max Holloway's wings.
When I was younger, I used to like.
That's not a compliment.
I used to love it. Like when I was younger, I used to say like, "That's actually cool." Like I want something like that one day, like a full back piece. Now that I have, I would say, good pieces by very good tattoo artists, I would probably choose something different. But growing up, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
So I give him a 5 for the good memories.
All right, good. And you know, it's like one of those things where you see it, you know exactly who it is,
You
which
know
I
it is.
appreciate. What's the most expensive piece you've ever gotten, if you're willing to share?
I'm super hooked up. I'm well connected, I would
nice.
say. So not. I don't think price wise could be the most expensive thing that I have ever done, but timeless things that you can just buy. Like I have a full Mr. Cartoon bag. I have big pieces. Yeah,
All right.
I have beautiful things on me. I would say that.
Well, he doesn't need the money then for the tattoos, but hey, Christmas is around the corner. Got to give the
Yeah.
kids something good. Marlon Chito Vera ahead of your fight against Aiemann Zahabi in Vancouver on Saturday. Is there anything you want to tell your fans, man? The floor is yours.
Thanks for the support. Tune in, and I'm ready to go.